In this video, I'll provide you with all of the necessary information and skills that you need to get to SuperRare, but first, let me tell you how did I get to SuperRare in the first place. While I was making my fourth application to SuperRare, I got the information that I had been accepted to SuperRare. So what happened? I didn't get in the traditional way that you fill out the application and you get in. I got through an independent gallery, aka SuperRare Space. What happened was I went into their DMs and they asked like, hey, like I love what you do, is there a way to apply? I replied to there and asked, and then I engaged with the curator and we talked and then I got in through them. So then that's how I got in, but how can you now get in and what are the ways to actually get into SuperRare? So as of making this, there's like three kind of ways to get to SuperRare. One is that if you're very famous, you just might get an invite just like that, but probably if you're watching this, you are not one of these people. The second way to get to SuperRare is to fill out an application. Some of you probably have already done that, but if you haven't yet or you want to make a new one, there's a link to the application down below in the description, so you can go and fill out that yourself if you want. Third way to get in is through an independent gallery, aka not Twitter Space, SuperRare Space. Let's now go over the traditional way and the independent gallery way, that's like how can you maximize your chance of getting in through each one of them. After that, I'll go through some skills that you need to be able to make it as an artist and get to SuperRare. So the traditional way. Many people who have got in have made different applications and multiple of them. And if you have now made some applications and you haven't got in, don't worry. But like, have you made different kind of application? What do I mean? So if you make the same kind of application over and over again, you maybe put the exact same text or kind of the same like text, you make same video or you put the same video, or you just talk about the same stuff about yourself. And if some curator now went through your application and they checked you out and they didn't want you in for a reason or another, then they're not gonna get you in on the second try either, or the third try, or fourth, or how many times you have tried. You're gonna make something different. You're gonna have a different kind of art, for example, different kind of a video. Maybe you talk about different things about yourself, about your passion. Make it different. Because if you make a different application, you have potential to get a different result. But you have no chance of getting in if you do the same application over and over again. And based on my information, they can take even 5 to 7 weeks to go through your application. So like after 7 weeks, if you haven't heard back, then feel free and make a new application. So another way to maximize your chance of getting to SuperRare is to engage with the curators on Twitter. So there's a few that I know of. I think there's 3, but there might be more, and there of course could be more to come. But they are Paloma, Casey, and AN. Make sure to follow them, engage with them, have notifications on for all of these curators on Twitter. I have links to their Twitters down below, so you can check them out and follow them if you haven't already. And I do recommend that you put their notifications on, because that like way you can get in contact with them most easiest and you won't be missing any of their tweets. But if you are distracted with notifications like I am, and I hate notifications, so I have turned off my own notifications from the app Twitter, but within Twitter I have my notifications on, so it shows like this. When I am on Twitter, I can still find their tweets from this notification tab. So make sure to tell their GMs and engage with them, and if they see you on Twitter, then they might be looking at your application. And I know that this way many people have got in when they have first got their attention on Twitter. So try to tag them if you can, engage with them very well and also differently, because many people, they just say the same thing like everybody else, like GM. Like, it's nice, but it's the same. You're not gonna stand out, so maybe ask something, you know, something different that not everybody asks, and stand out. And then SuperRare nowadays is also hosting spaces, and I personally was in one space in September. Now it's November when I'm recording this. I didn't get into SuperRare because of that space, but I was invited by one person at SuperRare to that space, and there like one of the curators then did notice me, or a couple of the curators noticed me being there. That's a great way that you can hop in to many SuperRare spaces even if you aren't invited there. They have like open discussions, and that's a way I would definitely suggest. You want to maximize like all of your chances of getting in, so do all of these things that I lay out here. I know that some curators do take it into account how active you're in the community, so if you only tweet like once a week, that might hurt your chances a lot. So make sure to be active on Twitter, engage with fellow artists and well other people, and show that you are active and participating in the community. But this way, of course, then other people can share your work also more and hopefully get attention from the SuperRare people that would lead then you getting invited to SuperRare. And well, lastly, have patience, because it takes the 5 to 7 weeks sometimes to get through them. Then the SuperRare Space aka Gallery way. So make sure to look through different SuperRare spaces. There's a tab on SuperRare that you can find, and there's all of the different spaces. I can leave a link down below for that, and just go through them and then try to find out the curators for those spaces and engage with them, get to know them, make them your friends, and then once they follow you, then hop into their DMs and yeah, just communicate, talk like to a friend, and then maybe they invite you to SuperRare. I would definitely recommend it to overall engage with the curators a lot, and again have notifications on for them. So make sure to check the SuperRare spaces and then find out who are the people curating those galleries. Then what I did was that I did slide into this one gallery's DMs and I asked like, hey, like, is there a way to apply? And you can do the same. Don't be like, I want in, or like, let me in, but like, make sure to go in and like ask politely, like, hey, is there a way to apply if there is nowhere to apply? And then they might like send you a link to apply, or they might be like, hey, like, we like what you do, would you want to come? And that's like what happened to me. They didn't, after some questions, they got me in without an application, but I know that some people, they have sent an application, and if they do send that application, then apply in. And I believe that these people are much faster than at SuperRare, so you don't have to wait the 5 to 7 weeks. Okay, then the skills that you need to make it as an artist and to maximize your chances of getting into SuperRare. Of course, you need good art. You're not gonna get in with terrible art. Then communication is super important. You gotta be able to tell with your work and also in words that like, why would you deserve to be on SuperRare? What's special about your art? What's special about you? And like, how are you different? Why do you deserve to be on SuperRare? If you can't communicate that then that's problematic. So make sure to be able to communicate that and try to learn more on communication. Of course, you're gonna need a good work ethic, and nothing, you know, in life comes easily, and you shouldn't expect that you get in like even in the first 15 minutes you engage with some curators on Twitter. It can happen, but don't maybe expect that. And it can take time, but never give up and make sure to keep going. And always work hard. And the main point from this video that I want that you get is that approach things differently. When you do things differently, you try out new things, you have potential to get actually in. If you do the same thing over and over again, you're not gonna get in. Like Einstein actually said this, that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So don't expect a different result if you're doing the same thing over and over again. So do different stuff and keep going. In the future there will be some new systems on SuperRare, how to get in. I don't know when this will be coming out. They might be out right now when you're watching this, if you're watching this like in a year from now. I think SuperRare is working, for example, on some sort of a voting system, and like people can vote that you get in to SuperRare, and they could be handing out invites maybe to some creators that they can invite some people in the future, but that's just a theory of mine and what I've seen other people talk about. There might be different options right now, and I make sure to continue updating them below there, but also make sure to check out SuperRare website for like all of the information. But anyway, thanks for watching, and make sure to watch this video to maximize your creativity, which helps you, of course, to get SuperRare as well.